Hello everyone and welcome to an episode of the BG Show. I'm here to do a review of episodes 1 and 2 of Creature Commandos, the new show in the brand new DCU. I can't believe it's finally here, the first official project that James Gunn has created. For those of you who don't know, the animated shows will be in the same universe as the live action stuff, so Lantern, Superman, Batman, the Brave and the Bold. So let me just get into non-spoiler thoughts. I thought it was a solid first and second episode. I think the reviews are hyping up a little bit too much. I saw like 100% Rotten Tomatoes. It's not a 100% Rotten Tomatoes show. I don't think it's groundbreaking in what it's doing. Obviously, there are a lot of similarities to other James Gunn projects. Suicide Squad, obviously, and then Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a team-up thing. And Amanda Waller's here, Rick Flag Sr., who's played by Frank Grillo, who we know as Crossbones in the MCU. So a lot of good voice acting work. Again, I thought this was a good start, kind of almost like a soft launch, not starting with a live action thing, starting with something like for really hardcore fans. It was great to see a lot of old characters that we've seen before, like Dr. Phosphorus for me, most notably, who I know my introduction was from Batman Beyond. So yeah, really good team up, some interesting storylines, not really any major characters from a DCU perspective. Well, I guess there was one. But like I said, just really, really solid animation. DC always does animation well. I think it's a really solid show. I'd give it a shot, especially coming off like Skeleton Crew, which is more for kids. This is more adult oriented, so I definitely recommend it. But like I said, it's not going to be the best animated thing that you've seen. I don't think it's going to be groundbreaking. I don't think people will be disappointed, but I think people who are looking for more like main DCU type characters might be a little disappointed. But overall, you know, the cast of characters is good. So I'm going to get into spoiler review right now. And this is your official warning in 3, 2, 1. So like I said, the only character I mentioned was Dr. Phosphorus and Rick Flag Sr., but we also get Amanda Waller back, voiced by Viola Davis. And essentially, they created Task Force M. We know Task Force X to be the Suicide Squad, so this is Task Force M. And since they're all quote-unquote creatures, they're not humans, Amanda Waller doesn't think that she's breaking any government rules because they said not to use humans, and they're not humans. So we have Dr. Phosphorus. We have this girl, Nina, who's almost like a water... She almost looks like a water creature. We have the bride, who's like the bride of Frankenstein. We have Rick Flag, who's the leader of the group. We have, I forgot his name, the robot, G.I. Robot, who's obsessed with killing Nazis. I think he's voiced by Alan Tudyk. So it's a really good crew. And basically, Cersei, who's not a super famous, but a pretty famous DC villain, is trying to take over the Mascara, where Wonder Woman's from. And she's essentially recruiting, they're definitely making fun of incels, like guys who are using like very common Twitter speak to kind of talk down, saying it's sexist that no men are allowed on the island. So I thought that was pretty funny. It was kind of like a nod to modern day Twitter. And they go to this country, Pokolistan, which I guess is supposed to be like a cross between Poland and one of the stands. And essentially they're working with the leaders of this country to try and fight Cersei. And there's a bunch of like things happen throughout the time. We get the whole backstory of Frankenstein and Dr. Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein. And throughout the years, her kind of running away from him. That was one of the main storylines, but not a ton. Like the plot didn't go too far into anything. We get a fight with Cersei and the Bride of Frankenstein at the end, which Cersei wins. So I'm wondering maybe Wonder Woman will show up in this, but I doubt it because they haven't casted her in live action yet. So I don't really think, I'd imagine they'd want to use the same voice actor, but I would say that's the main like DC element, is just bringing in the island, bringing in that world. It's a pretty major storyline, so this was a good show. There's not a ton to spoiler get into. Those are really the main plot lines and just a creation of the team. We'll see where this show goes. Thanks guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments of this debut. I would recommend it. It's on HBO Max. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.